Alright guys, we're gonna We're gonna jump straight into this video with Apex Legends patch notes for the Fight Night event, and we're quite excited for this because there's a lot of good skins and stuff which I will be going over in this video and showcasing them for you later on. But first of all, we're gonna go over the patch notes. Let's get right into the video. Right guys, I apologise for the camera overlay in the corner. My Streamlabs messed up during this recording. Hope you enjoy the video. Peace. Happy New Year, Legends! We're starting 2021 off with a haymaker with our first Season 7 collection event. Fight Night going live at 10 AM PT on January the 5th. Today we'll be telling you about it, including a new temporary game type, the airdrop escalation takeover. Now, from what I've seen, this isn't actually a game mode, but a game within the game. It's like more of an area of effect where you can't use weapons and you're fighting each other with your fists, hence the name Fight Night event. You got the Pathfinder town takeover. I'm not quite sure what that's about, but I'll try and find out some more information on that. The Fight Night collection event and its associated rewards track, collectibles, cosmetics, and the new Gibraltar heirloom. Obviously that's just the standard Apex Legends event stuff where you open a pack. One thing will be an event item, 2 items will be just normal common items. Newly generous loot granting Marvins. I've heard about this. You got Marvins around the map now where you can offer them stuff and they'll give you better loot and stuff like that, and that's going to be a cool mechanic that's introduced in the game. And a whole host of balance changes and bug fixes. We're going to go over those shortly as well. And these videos, if you guys want to see these videos, just go over to Apex Legends YouTube. They'll have more on there for you. It's quite a cool cinematic story, so if you're into all the Apex, I would give that a go. Airdrop escalation takeover. With this update, we're testing a newer approach to limited time modes. Instead of launching it as its own playlist, the airdrop escalation limited takeover of normal play Apex game mode. So as I just said, it's in the game, not a limited time mode. It's classic battle royale, but with way more supply drops. Immediately after you leave the jump ship, you'll find a cluster of 4 supply drops across the map. During each rain, more will drop. They will land at the same speed as Lifeline's care packages. Now, I'm sure everyone's excited for this because, as you know, if you play the game, care packages, they're quite hard to come by, and when you do come by them, when you get things that are not good enough loot, it's a total kick in the balls, and I'm glad that they buffed them. And I now know that they also got fully kitted gold weapons in these care packages, and higher tier loot spawns more often, which is a lot good. Each supply drop contains a fully kitted weapon of different tiers depending on the raid. For example, raid 1's drops featured level 2 kitted weapons, while raid 4's drops include red armor and crate weapons. What? Red armor, that's crazy. Well, the tiers, that's obviously going to be the star symbols that you'll see in the bottom right corner above your gun. I'm guessing that's what the tier of the weapons are going to be, and obviously the more tiers, the more base stats your gun will have, and also the attachments. That's what I'm guessing they'll be doing there, but we'll look further into that in the patch notes. As with regular fully kitted weapons, you can't break them down or swap their attachments onto other weapons, and of course regular weapons and weapons will still appear as ground loot. Right, so obviously the tier of the weapons is going to go on the attachments, and you can add more attachments or take off attachments, trade them onto other weapons. This can be a bit of a setback if you're getting low tier weapons from these drops, so I'm pretty sure people's not going to be taking those ones into end game, but for early to mid game they're going to be shredding through people quite a bit. We're curious to see what you'll think about the takeover approach to a limited time, so let us know. We will indeed let you know. Drop your weapons and get ready for a brawl in Pathfinder's Town Takeover Fight Night style. Entering the ring will prevent any player from using their weapons and any of their abilities. The only way to beat someone is via a bit of fisticuffs. Oh, and don't worry about any outside ring interference. No outside projectiles, grenades, or abilities can penetrate the ring's force field. Now, I'm glad they did that, because obviously if you go throw grenades in there, you're going to get multiple kills. But what I feel like is going to be the problem with this is that because it's not a limited time mode and it's in actual Apex, I feel as though people are going to hang outside of the ring and wait for people to come out and catch them off guard. Punch out the loot balls contained within the ring to scoop up some rare loot. Just remember, you can't use it until you leave. Oh, that's pretty cool. So the loot balls that you see flying around the Apex map, they're going to be a couple of them spawning in these rings, or rings, shall I say, which the first week or so, I wouldn't recommend dropping here to get the rare loot from there, because the chances are it's going to be very difficult to get some of this rare loot and get out of there alive, because it's going to be a hot drop for the first couple of days where people's trying out the new update. Fight Night Collection event and rewards track. The Fight Night Collection event brings another set of 24 themed limited time cosmetics to Apex Legends. All 24 items will be available through direct purchase and in-event Apex packs for the entire duration of the event. Each event pack will come with one event item and 2 non-event items at the following drop rate. 50% event legendary, 50% is quite high for legendary. The chance of getting that is quite probable. Seems as though there's only 24 items and only 12 of them are going to be legendary. So to have 50% legendary is not too bad. If you collect all 24 event items, you'll get the Gibraltar heirloom. I didn't quite like this. I think it's a very good heirloom, but the fact that you've got to get all 24 just to get the heirloom is a bit... I'm not quite sure about that one myself. After the event ends, the Gibraltar heirloom will become available via heirloom crafting. So after the event ends, the Gibraltar heirloom is not going to go away, so it's not going to be a limited time thing, so you don't need to worry about that. You don't need to worry about getting on the event, because you can still craft it using obviously the heirloom shards that you get out of Apex packs. You can earn 1,000 points per day and challenges refresh daily. The challenges also stack with your battle pass, so you can complete both at once. Now this is going to be very good to those of you who still need to complete your battle passes. It's just going to basically double your points and allow you to progress so much quicker. And with 26 days left, that's a big help. So that's a good thing there. This 5,000 skin, charge rifle, I've seen that in game, and I'll showcase that later on in the video, which is it's a lot nicer and looks here, and so is this skin here. And the rest are just trackers, which I will show you later. The Pathfinder one's my favourite. That one's very, very cool. The one with the Shady Inspector Gadget jacket. You can earn 1,000 points per day and challenge refresh dailies. I've already read that bit. Alright, so here are some of the skins. That is amazing. That is okay. It's okay as well. Is it only 3 on yours? Yeah, it's only 3 in the loot. That's one of the skins that I was just on about, that R45, and that is the charge rifle, and that is the alternator skin. That alternator skin is gorgeous, just like my missus. Joking, she's not that gorgeous. She can't hear me, never mind. After having been previously decommissioned, Marvins are now programmed to reward legends in the area. Only appearing in Olympus, these friendly guys will give you loot after interacting with them. They'll produce tiered loot equal to what is shown on their screens. White, sad face. Alright, so they're gonna have screens like Pathfinder's got, and I'm guessing, yeah, the higher obviously the face is, the more of a better loot you're gonna get. White, sad face, common level 1 loot, neutral blue face, rare level 2 loot, pleased purple face, epic level 3 loot, very happy yellow face, legendary level 4 loot. Pick up your loot and thank your friendly Marvin, or if you're feeling toxic, shoot them. When you do, they may drop their arm for you to store in your inventory. What? Wait, let me read that again. If you're feeling toxic, shoot them. When you do, they may drop their arm for you to store in their inventory. Taking this to another Marvin with the missing police will may get you a reward. High five. Oh, okay, that's cool. So you can shoot off their body parts, I'm guessing, and if you see one with no arm, for example, and you give them this arm, it's either going to give us a cosmetic reward for completing that, as like a little hidden challenge, or it's going to give you a high tier piece of gear for finding that array in the map. That's cool. I like that. That's a good mechanic. Alright, then to the meta changes and patch notes. There's nothing too meta shaking this time round. We're giving Season 7 some extra time to shake 8. Horizon released strong but not overpowered. The below buffs are aimed at small power increases. Rampart still needs overall power. Yes, she fucking does. And the caustic buff is an extra bit of compensation for the loss of vision blur from gas in Season 7. Note that looking at our data, the Season 7 change was a solid buff for caustic, but he's not quite where we want him to be. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people have gone off caustic after he got nerfed. And I don't know, his ability charges quite fast as it is, so even if they decrease that, it's still not going to make me want to play as him, personally. Alright, let's look into this. Amped cover, decreased cooldown from 30 seconds to 20 seconds. Now that's a big cooldown, but the trouble is, I find with Rampart, is her abilities are very campy. Well, there's only so much you can do with a cover you place down. So I'm not quite sure about that. But overall, nice little help to those of you who like playing Rampart. Horizon Gravity Lift, increased effective cooldown from 16 to 21 seconds. Right, this is going to help a lot for those people who just keep getting rushed by Horizons, constantly throwing their abilities down and pushing teams. I feel like that's a good change. We'll have to see how that plays out though, but I don't feel like that is big enough nerf for Horizon. I think she's very overpowered at this point in Apex. I've seen a lot of people just tearing up with that woman. Decreased damage from 22 to 20. Hemlock. Right, now, those of you who all run Hemlock, and I do personally, because if you know that it is a godly gun, if you can hit your shots, don't worry too much about this, because yes, it's gone from 22 to 20 damage, but it's not the damage that makes the gun so overpowered, it is the modifier for headshots. So I don't think that this is a big enough nerf for the Hemlock, but it was needed at the same time, so I'm glad that they are paying attention to all that. Mastiff spreads 8 third and fourth pellets to decrease max range of 4 pellet hits. Right, that is a very good nerf there. Mastiff is very, very strong as well at this point. And yeah, decreasing the range, that's going to play it quite well, I find. I'm happy with that change. Prowler, reserve bullets increased from 775 to 210. I'm not sure how I feel about that one, because the Prowler, it is a godly gun if you can land your shot. So increasing its ammo, I don't know about that. I don't feel like that was needed. I don't feel like they should have changed that at all. But we'll just have to see how that happens. Especially with care packs now dropping more and dropping higher loot more consistently. People are going to be getting Prowlers a lot more as well. So we'll have to see how all that plays out. Ring update. In the hopes of spreading out the chaos that can occur in the final rings, we're making some tweaks to ring 5 and 6. Ring 5 is much bigger. 1,500 unit radius increased to 2,000 unit radius. Time to close is the same. That is a big increase. That is a quarter increase. That's 25% increase on that. That is it's quite a big increase for an end games, one of the end game circles. Alright, ring 6 is the last ring. It will slowly close over hundreds, somewhere near the center of ring 5. Alright, so read that again. It will slowly close over 100 seconds, somewhere near. Alright, so the ring 6 is going to close as normal, but it's going to close a bit slower, I think. Alright. Ultimate accelerants can now be used without opening your inventory. Thank God they have finally done this, because it is horrendous, especially if you're on console trying to open your inventory and pop an ultimate accelerant in the middle of a fight. I find that sometimes I'd rather not take an ultimate accelerant in my inventory slots, because it is just a waste of my inventory, because it just takes me too long to open my inventory, pop the ultimate accelerant and get on with whatever I'm doing. But for those people who have long ultimate recharges, this is going to be very, very useful for that. If your ultimate is not currently available, just press the button to activate it and you'll pull out any stored accelerant in your inventory and use it automatically. That is a much better mechanic. I'm glad they've sorted that out. Alright, when in a lobby, if a party, don't know why I said it like that, but okay, member leaves your lobby for any reason, all party members will be marked as not ready. This should stop accidental launches into a map when your buddy dipped out for a second. I feel like this is going to fix the problem where you go into a ranked match. If you're a solo queuing player, and I do a lot of solo queuing, because I just can't find teammates that could just keep up with me, or like who play Apex enough or like the game. A lot of my friends, they're not interested in Apex that much, so I usually got to do a lot of solo queuing on my own. So yeah, I feel like that's gonna help a lot when you go into a game and there's two of you there, and you're just missing a person straight away. At least I'm hoping that's what it's gonna do. Okay, the fabled mag all as seen button has been added. Click this to remove the pesky, I mean helpful, red dots. Yes, thank God for this. This is another great change. Great change. I hate just going through all my guns trying to find all these red dots, and I'm glad they didn't just remove the red dots entirely, because I do also like seeing what I get new and where it is, because I like to random all my weapon skins so it keeps it fresh in the game. Pinging the nearest respawn beacon from Spectate will now always ping the nearest beacon unless you don't have enough time to use it before the ring closes over it, instead of defaulting to the nearest beacon in the next safe ring. Thank God they've done this, because the amount of times that the zone's been coming in but my teammate can still get me at a closer beacon and I've had to explain to him how to get there. It's a big time saver, big changes. These are very good changes that we're seeing going into the next season. Well, like end of this season, going into next season. We now show you how many treasure packs are needed to acquire the next comic page. This should just make it easier to people who are chasing the new bit of lore to know how far away they are. Now you see, the trouble with this is, with YouTube and stuff nowadays, people don't need to log on every day to get these treasure packs, to get the lore. Someone else has already done it and is going to put it on their YouTube channel for everyone else to see. So I don't see... I don't think this is a... You know, it just doesn't really matter too much to too many people. I know the only reason I was collecting the treasure packs and making sure I was getting them daily is to get the Hemlock skin. And I find that that is a much better system instead of using it to get the lore. I feel like the lore shouldn't be locked away behind treasure packs. I feel like they should just let us have the lore anyway. Because it's just, if people are interested enough to read about the lore, then it's going to bring your fans close to the game and keep them around for a little bit longer, I think. Caustic should now smash the door with his heirloom hammer instead of his leg if available. Yes, brilliant. Good change, good change. We added a small bit of information to the Find Friends box to describe a situation where your friend might not be findable because of their EA account settings. I think this is for those people who appear offline on their EA account or put it on private or things like this, and it just interferes with the Apex like quick invite system like that you have on most other games. But I don't personally use this system, so not an issue for me. But for those of you out there that it is an issue for, that's going to be solved for you now. Bloodhound. Ooh, Bloodhound's my main. I go Bloodhound. Fixed an issue with Bloodhound's UI disappearing after interacting with Horizons Tactical. Now, I've never had this issue, but I'm glad that they're fixing these anyway before they become a big issue. Ray fixed an issue with Ray's portal getting destroyed by the Trident. I've also not had this problem or been aware that this was a thing, but I'm glad they are also fixing that. Fixed an issue with Bangalore's missile passing through hatch doors when they are closed in World's Edge. That's a very good change there as well. Fixed an issue with Mirage's decoys not making footstep sounds. Now my friend told me about this yesterday, in fact, so I'm glad that he sorted this out. Well, yesterday, well, day before, because if you're just before the update, he told me about this, and yeah, he was like, I couldn't hear anyone on me, I couldn't hear no footstep sounds, and then he just died, and I could see someone there, but obviously it was Mirage's decoy, not Mirage. And yeah, I'm glad that they fixed this, because this was a problem. Fixed an issue with Hack consuming 2 vault keys if 2 keys were in Crypto's inventory. Now, I've never been lucky enough to get 2 vault keys anyway, but I'm glad that they fixed this. Because if I had 2 vault keys and used one of them up and they stole 2, I would be fuming. So it's a good thing they sorted that out. Fixed an issue with Hack getting stuck within the Trident when deployed as a passenger and the Trident is on a ramp. Now, a lot of these fixes obviously to do with the new vehicle that they've got in the game, which is understandable because obviously vehicles are new to Apex Legends. They're still trying to sort all the glitches out to stop it from being buggy while they're driving around, because they're also interpreting the fact that you can use abilities on vehicles, which I like, I enjoy. I reckon that's a brilliant idea because it stems from other games then and keeps them unique. Revenant fixed an issue causing other players to teleport with Revenant if they punch Revenant when he has very little health. Okay, that's a weird one. I've never seen that happen, but wow, I wish I used that. Fixed an issue that didn't allow Revenant to deploy the Death Totem while on the Trident. I wasn't aware that he could use his Death Totem on the Trident, but that is a very cool feature now that he can. And as I was saying, a lot of these are to do with the new vehicles, obviously on that new map, but whereas I've been playing ranked, I'm not coming across any of these issues. But for those of you like pub stomping and going to Olympus, I'm sure that a lot of you have come across these bugs, and I'm glad to know that they're getting fixed. Loba fixed a lot of windows in World's Edge that prevented Loba's bracelet from passing through. I've never had this problem with Loba, but I don't go Loba that much, so I wouldn't know, because I don't believe she's a strong enough character to play like ranked matches with. Rampat fixed an issue that allowed Rampat to play Sheila while in the Phase Runner. Fixed an issue where UI elements stayed on the screen after using Sheila. Sheila obviously being her ult, the nice little Gatling gun she gets, but I don't think anyone really cares because Rampat's dog shit, to be honest. Fixed an issue with Horizon's abilities not affecting Lifeline's dock and Crypto's drone. Again, more issues with Horizon's abilities, obviously because her being the new legend, but that's been fixed, so that's all good. That's all for now. See you in Arena of Legends. Right guys, that's going to be it for today. That's my breakdown of the patch notes. I'm glad if you've stuck around this long and watched the entire video. And tomorrow I will be posting all the cosmetics and all of the new things that you can unlock in the game during the event. I hope you all have a good day. Peace. Thanks for watching the video guys, I appreciate you all. Give us a like, subscribe, peace.